guys, and welcome back to another episode of our Pokemon Battle Series, the School of Hard Knocks. So throughout this episode, like every other, we'll be jumping on to the Pokemon Global Link Battle Spot ladder, playing under the Championship Battle rules, which are the equivalent rule set of the VGC 2018 season. So we kicked off last week with our Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon copies, eventually playing the new format, which has been amazing and a lot of fun so far. We kicked off with this team you can see on your screen in front of you right now, which is the Landorus-T form, Kangaskhan, Cresselia, Heatran, Tapu Fini, and Naganadel. So, we had a good few games last week. We had the Z Crystal on Landorus-T form, obviously a few other variations that we've changed coming into today's episode. So we went for a Scarf on Landorus just to try that out this week, because one of the things we did do, this is a common team you've probably seen, similar archetypes when you've been playing yourself, and we want to start off with something similar, something where we can get to grips, learn about the format and the metagame, and the threats that we're going to be coming up against commonly to begin with, before we launch in with one of our, our unique teams that we're going to make ourselves and take forward, which will hopefully be next week. Hopefully I'll have that finished to feature on the stream on Thursday night, which is at 8 PM this Thursday, so do come by if you're around. So hopefully I'll have that done for then. But like I say, we've made a few changes from the squad, just tinkered with things from last week. We've got the Scarf on the Landorus, we've taken the Z Crystal off that, we've put the Z Crystal onto Cresselia, so we've got a guaranteed Trick Room if we want to with the Z Trick Room. We can use the Z Psychic as well, Shattered Psyche if we need to for an option there, and we've changed Naganadel as well. So we went from a Hidden Power Ground variant to a Hidden Power Ice variant, and we've got the Adrenaline Orb on it because I feel like that was quite a quirky kind of set that I wanted to try out from the competitive guide that I did. If you haven't seen that already, do go back and watch that. But we'll get into the team as we go through this week. But we are going to just play this team for the rest of this week, and then, like I say, a new team the following week with some more, I don't know, unpopular choices and stuff you probably haven't seen, which I think is probably where we're kind of gearing up to go with this series, really. Keep it as competitive as possible, obviously, but we want to just try different things, want to try different archetypes in this new format and things like that. So we have our first opponent of the day, running a team of Heatran, Aegislash, Buzzwole, Wishy-Washy, Salamence, and Kartana. So a very interesting archetype of team here. You've got to imagine that the Salamence is the Mega on the team. You've probably got Wide Guard support there with the Aegislash. We'll get onto Wide Guard in a minute as well, because there has been a bit of an announcement with that. You've got a Fire, Water, Grass core there with the Heatran, Wishy-Washy, and Kartana. And Buzzwole kind of just sitting in the backup there. So, what are we going to do? I feel like we'll probably see the Salamence lead in this match, because it's probably my opponent's method of speed control, so it could give us a nice option to lead with Naganadel. And do we lead with Landorus for the Intimidate support? I definitely think we want to bring it here. Yeah, I think we do. We'll lead with that. We'll bring Kang in the back, and do we want Heatran of our own, or do we want Tapu Fini? I think Fini here is better than everything, because if we can get rid of the Kartana, then it's going to make our lives so much easier. So let's go with this. Try it off first match of the day. And like I was saying with the Wide Guard thing, so last Friday we had a bit of a news bomb from Game Freak in regards to the Wide Guard mechanics. So at the moment, Wide Guard, when you use Wide Guard for you and your partner in Pokemon, it will protect you from all Z moves. It will reduce the damage from all Z moves. I think that was a glitch. It was only meant to really affect double target Z moves, so they are creating a patch to come out very soon to compensate for that. So as soon as that does drop, I will let you know, guys. But let me know your thoughts and opinions on that. It is a super interesting and quite a highly debated topic at the moment, so it would be something I'd love to hear your opinions on. We do see my opponent lead off with Kartana and Wishy-Washy. Do I go for a Tailwind, maybe? I don't know if or a Sludge. I could just Sludge Bomb and U-turn into the Wishy-Washy here. but we're probably better off going for a Tailwind while we've got the opportunity to, because my opponent's got quite a speedy team. And I'm just gonna get Landorus out of harm's way at the moment and just go for a U-turn. So Kartana just gonna detect, so that's fine. Hopefully we don't lose Naganadel. U-turn coming off into the Wishy-Washy, doing big damage as well. And because that Kartana protected, I'm gonna bring in Tapu Fini here, just because in case an Ice Beam's coming out onto that Landorus slot. So we'll get Fini in, get the Misty Terrain up. And we'll get that Tailwind off with Naganadel. And there's an Aqua Tail coming out into the Fini. Okay. Still does big damage, critical hit, that's why. So, I feel like we can Sludge Bomb into the Wishy-Washy. We probably want to get Fini out of here, to be honest, because I mean we could double target into the Kartana with a Moonblast and a Hidden Power Ice. That should be enough, to be honest, because Kartana has got like threadbare defenses. But I think, yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna bring in Landorus, just get another Intimidate off onto the Kartana, save Tapu Fini for a little bit later on in the match, and just go for a Sludge Bomb into that Wishy-Washy. Hopefully that kind of reverts it back into its other form, its tiny little fish form, single fish form we'll call it. So there's the Sludge Bomb. See what the damage is like. It's decent. We see a berry, no berry, just a Leaf Blade. No critical hit either, which is helpful. And a Hydro Pump coming out into Naganadel. Okay. And it does revert back to its little schooling form, which we don't mind at all, because it's not going to be doing anything really now. So I think could just Rock Slide and Hidden Power Ice into the Kartana, or we could just Superpower. Like, the Kartana probably protects here though, that's the only thing. We could U-turn again. Yeah, let's U-turn into the Wishy-Washy and go for a Hidden Power Ice into the Kartana. And we take that Wishy-Washy down with us. And let's bring in Kangaskhan this time, I think. Let's see what this Kartana goes for now. So we get the Hidden Power off. Let's see what the damage is like. Okay, it's decent. Leaf Blade. Again into the Lando slot. Come on, Salamence. Yes. Excellent. This is good. So Salamence is going to activate our Adrenaline Orb. So it means even when our Tailwind ends, we're going to be faster than this Salamence, especially if it Mega Evolves. We've got the Hidden Power Ice. We can pick up a quick KO there. I'm just going to go for that Hidden Power Ice into the Salamence, and I'm going to go for a Fake Out after Mega Evolving into the Kartana. But we might just see my opponent just double protect here. We don't. We see the Kartana switch out. Heatrank going to come in. Okay, so Salamence Mega Evolving. Unless it's like a seriously bulky one, but I don't know. I don't know how. It depends. It all depends on how my opponent's trained it. We are going to see no Protect come out. Get the Fake Out off onto the Heatran. A little bit of chip damage there. And there's that Hidden Power Ice. Yeah. Okay, so that's great. Critical hit, I guess. Might have been a bit unfortunate, but as I said, it does depend on how my opponent's trained their Salamence. Get the Beast Boost, which is the big thing here. And we don't need to worry about this Kartana coming in. I think what I'm going to do is... Oh, well, we need to cover the Kartana, really. So I'm going to go for a Hidden Power Ice into that slot. And I'm just going to go for a low kick into the Heatran. Like, we are intimidated with our Kang, so... But my opponent forfeits, so... Very good game to my opponent, but Naganadel coming in really clutch there with that Adrenaline Orb as well. Kind of just solidifying our position from that Tailwind turn 1 that we got. When it finished, we were still in a really good position. Getting rid of the Salamence when we did kind of made a big difference. So, nice to see we made the changes. Nice to see we could feature it there. And let's move on to our next opponent and see if we can feature a few more of these changes. It's a strange one with Scoffed Landorus, because it is one of those Pokemon that I feel like, let's have some Rainbow Rocket music. Yeah, like I just felt when I was running the Z move variant, because it's not got an amazing base speed, especially if you're going adamant with it. I feel like there's so many other threats now that can kind of just cause it so many issues, especially if you go on Z move. You haven't got any protection, you haven't got an assault vest to kind of shore up the defenses a little bit, and you're really kind of prone to being able to be knocked out quite easily from faster threats that are, you know, right throughout this format. And you know, people are preparing for it because it is a very threatening Pokemon. And I just don't like the fact that even against something like Charizard Y, you just don't have the option to lead against it, because if they go Jolly max speed, they've got the potential to pick up a KO on you, which just makes, like, that's just one instance, and I just don't feel massively comfortable with it. And maybe it's because I'm just not surrounding it by the right support Pokemon and things like that, and it's probably more suited to a different style of team than the one I've got it in at the minute, for my opinion anyway. But it is a hot debated topic, obviously, but we can talk about that another time, because we have our next opponent of the day playing a team of Zapdos, Tapu Lele, Metagross, Tyranitar, Crocodile and Snorlax. So we've got a double dark combination here with the Crocodile. Probably got Intimidate there with the Tyranitar bringing the weather. We've got that combination of Lele. It's probably going to be Mega Metagross. We've got Zapdos is probably going to be your Tailwind set here, and then Snorlax is kind of the counter Trick Room Pokemon, I guess. What do we want to do? Like, Heatran is good here if we can get the Crest into like, it's Crest is like heavily threatened though. That's the only thing. My opponent doesn't have any Intimidate support, so can be very good here. I do want to bring Kangaskhan for sure. Probably not Naganadel though. I mean, actually my opponent does have Intimidate support, sorry, with the Crocodile. Let us bring Cress. I guess Heatran. And do we want our own Intimidate support? We probably do want Landorus though as well, rather than Finny. But then we're not going to be able to change the terrain, which makes it a bit difficult. But for what my opponent's got, like the Tyranitar and the Metagross, I just feel like Landorus is like a Pokemon that we want to bring. And I feel like we'd be a bit of a disadvantage if we don't bring our own Mega as well. We might not be able to utilise the Fake Out because of the terrain, but we can always play around that. So we've got the white screen of musical. There we go. It is loading very slowly. So my opponent leading off with Tapu Lele, Zapdos. I guess covering in case we do bring out our own Tapu Fini to change the terrain, but we do see Lele get the terrain control up there with Psychic Terrain. Activate that Seed on the Zapdos. He's going to get that pressure ability off. So, turn 1, what do we do? I always have to wonder if the Lele is scarfed, because the terrain went up before the pressure, but that could just mean that we've got a slower Zapdos as well. I think what I'm going to do is switch in Heatran, and I'm going to go for a Trick Room. Hopefully we don't see like a taunt come out from the Tapu Lele onto the Cresselia. We'll keep we'll keep Kang for later on in the game. Like, Heatran's going to be able to take a Psychic, so there's a taunt. So we could have went for that Z Trick Room. But we can go for it the next turn, and we're just going to see a Tailwind come out from Zapdos. Okay, we're not in the worst position in the world. We're not in the greatest either. But we'll just protect Heatran this turn. You see my opponent get that, and we'll go for that Z Trick Room now. Just to get the Trick Room off. You can probably see my opponent switch their board position. I can't see the Zapdos switching out at this point though. It's going to be a bit of a pain to take down. We might have to rely on Kangaskhan to deal with that later on because of the special defensive boost. But we do hit 2 physical type attackers in the back. So Lele just protecting here. We're going to see this Zapdos go for it. Just a T-Bolt probably into the Heatran. Yeah. And we are going to get this Z Trick Room up. I think we get like boosted accuracy as well with it. I think that's like one of the things, but it's not really going to make much difference to Cresselia. Like we could sub here. We could just get a Heat Wave off, and an Ice Beam, because we just need to stall out this taunt really on our Cresselia. That's the one thing we need to do at the moment. And then we can skill swap Shenanigan to our heart's content, as long as this taunt wears off. But Heatran should be comfortable enough taking at least one Thunderbolt from the Zapdos. I can't imagine Tapu Lele with taunt is going to have anything to hit the Heatran for super hard with. So yeah, there's the Lele withdrawing. Hydreigon? No, Snorlax. Okay. Ha. Did he get the Ice Beam? Should have thought about the Snorlax being something that could come in as well. We are going to get the Ice Beam and the Heat Wave off. Still doing decent damage because we are going to be able to take down the Zapdos. But it actually opts to go for yeah, taunt wears off. So what we can do, just protect. Can we protect? Skill swap through protect. I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to remember the mechanics if we can or not. I'm not 100% sure if we can. I don't think we can. Skill swap. I know you can psych up through it, but I don't think you can. I think what we'll do is get Landorus in and just go for another Ice Beam. We could steal away. No, we need to keep the Levitate for the moment. Because Heatran's going to be, like, if we get Levitate onto Heatran, Snorlax is going to find it really difficult to deal with. The only other thing is the Snorlax could have Belly Drum, which wouldn't be ideal, but we'll deal with that. Kind of prefer to see a Curslax variant here. Maybe. High horsepower. So, just going straight for it. Get the Ice Beam to the Zapdos. And we see a Roost come out. Okay. So this next turn, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Landorus out for Heatran. I don't know how obvious this is, but I'm going to go for the skill swap into the Landorus slot. We haven't revealed the skill swap yet, so I don't know how... Like, it's still quite risky for my opponent to go... Like, they could cover it with a high horsepower and a hidden power ice, maybe, from the Zapdos, but it's quite risky high horsepowering into the Landorus slot. And the hope that I do bring in the Heatran. Snorlax actually withdrawing, so that's fine. We're going to see Lele come back in. We'll get a Heatran in and get that skill swap off, so that's good. You can't imagine a T-Bolt coming off into that slot either, so There's the hidden power, yeah. So we'll take that super comfortably. If I can even talk today. So we're gonna get that. So that's good. Psychic Terrain disappears from the field as well. Right, now. Do we go for a sub? Or just Heat Wave? I think I just keep Heat Waving and just putting some pressure onto this Zapdos with an Ice Beam as well. And a Heat Wave. And get some damage onto this Lele. And now we're not too concerned with the Snorlax when it comes in. So, Lele just protecting. Trying to stall out these Trick Room turns, you've got to imagine. We'll get a Heat Wave. You've got to imagine that... Excellent. Thunderbolt's doing a decent amount of damage, really. Okay, and the dimensions turn back to normal. So we're probably going to see... Like a Taunt probably come out. I'm going to protect Heatran here, and I'm just going to go for another Ice Beam into the Zapdos slot. Let's see. So you've got to imagine at the moment my opponent's like priority is getting rid of this Heatran. But they'll probably want to taunt the Cresselia as well. And they might taunt and Tailwind. Oh, Zapdos is actually withdrawing. Okay, Snorlax coming back in. So getting rid of that special defensive boost is pretty huge for us. But we're probably going to see just a taunt come out. Psychic into Heatran. We've got to get away with it attacking there, but like I say, a little bit risky. So I think I'm pretty safe just going for a Heat Wave here. And just Psychic into the Snorlax just to get some damage off onto it. We'll probably see a Recycle, or I'll probably have Recycle, and probably a Super Berry. So we want to proc that and kind of start chipping away at that. Because Snorlax at the moment, like if it's just got Return or Double Edge or something, it's not going to be hitting the Heatran too hard, and we don't need to worry about the Psychic from the Lele at all. Let's see what my opponent decides to do. Because I feel like as long as this Snorlax is kind of in play, I'm not really too concerned about having to set the Trick Room up myself. We do see the Zapdos come back in for the Lele. So the Lele wants to probably get that Psychic Terrain back up, I would imagine, for later on in the game. There's the Berry on the Snorlax. And we'll get a Psychic off into it. Be interesting to see what it goes for though. And just a return into Tran. Okay. But we'll take that quite comfortably. Right, I'm gonna protect Press here, Heatran here. And I'm gonna go for yeah, I'm gonna switch in Landorus now. Because I imagine the Zapdos wants to go for a Thunderbolt into our Heatran to get rid of it. Because we're probably in range now, but by bringing in Landorus, we get the Intimidate onto the Snorlax, and then if the Zapdos doesn't roost, then we're in a nice position to just pick up the KO the following turn and further protect the Heatran almost. So that's going to go for a Roost. Okay, it makes a lot more sense. And Snorlax going for a Recycle. Okay. But I think this little bit of recovery kind of puts us in a place where we can take a potential Thunderbolt. So let's just go Rock Slide, Heat Wave. I don't expect the Rock Slide to take down the Zapdos from this range, but if you've been keeping an eye as well, my opponent's your time is running super low, so they don't have a lot of time left. So they're gonna have to be pretty quick with choosing their moves in these next few turns. So Zapdos actually withdrawing. Okay. Crocodile coming in. Alright. Gonna get that Intimidate off. So at least we know my opponent's final Pokemon now. I'm gonna Rock Slide. A little bit of chip to that Snorlax. I've got to remember though that it has got it's got its berry back, so it's gonna be able to heal up all that. We do get the burn on it though. That is pretty huge. That's massive. And there's a belly drum. Okay. So it gets rid of that burn. But the thing is now it's going to be in range for a combination of Rock Slide and Heat Wave to take it down, especially with that additional burn damage. I think even without the burn damage we'd be able to take it down with a combination of Heat Wave and Rock Slide. Obviously we need these moves to hit. If they don't, then we're in a little bit of trouble, but because we got that skill swap off onto the Heatran, we don't need to worry about the potential Earthquake coming out from the Crocodile either, so that's quite good. Snorlax actually opting to withdraw. Tapu Lele going to come back in. But we should be able to take this Crocodile down now. So that another Rock Slide we do hit. There's always a chance for the flinch as well. No, just another Rock Slide coming back out. It does dodge Landorus, but not doing too much to a Heatran at all. Heatran does flinch though. Okay. And yeah, my opponent's play timer has run out, so it means we win. That is a first. That is a first. I didn't expect that to happen at all. So good game to my opponent, but just a bit, I think like we had good control, like the burn was helpful, but I don't think it mattered too much with when my opponent went for that belly drum. It would have put them in a position where the next turn they would have either had to switch out like they did anyway, or go down as long as our moves hit, but put themselves in a bit of an awkward position going for that. Probably would have been better going for a recycle at that point and just keeping it around for a bit longer, but I felt like we had a board position set up where we were kind of starting to build a bit of momentum on our side of the field. The Heatran was covered from the Zapdos, and with that skill swap onto it, giving it the Levitate, it just made it extremely difficult for my opponent to deal with some of the ground type answers that they would have normally to it. So showing how good it is, and it's nice because we got to see two variations of the changes that we made in today's episode, so hopefully that continues as the week goes on. But we are going to end things there, guys. Do let me know what your thoughts are on today's episode, on the changes that we've made to the team, what you've thought about the games today, and we will pick back up tomorrow on another episode of School Hard Knocks. So thank you as always for dropping by. If you've enjoyed the episode, as always, do leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. We have loads of stuff going on at the minute. Competitive guides every week we'll be doing right up until we finish doing them or decide that we don't need to do them any further. We're going to have a brand new team next week on the School of Hard Knocks. We've got our playthrough as well. If you like playthroughs, we're doing an Ultra Moon playthrough at the moment, which is a lot of fun, so come and check that out. We've got our advent calendar card pull thing going on with Lou, so that's really good as well. So lots going on at the minute, running up to Christmas and to the new format, but I'm not going to drag this on any longer. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Have an amazing evening, afternoon, morning, whatever time of day it is you're watching this. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you all later. So until then, take care and bye bye.